Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
The war of words between the U.S. and North Korea isn't calming down. I'm Wendy Gillette in New York with the rogue nation's latest warning coming up.
Just ahead of 6:30 here on this Thursday, Chet Lehman, Missy O'Malley with you. Matt has our forecast coming up in just a few minutes, but meantime, our top story, threats continue to be hurled back and forth between the U.S., its allies, and North Korea.
And here at home, lawmakers are taking sides over whether President Trump's warning and the fire and the fury went a little too far. Wendy Gillette is in New York with our latest.
The back and forth heated exchanges between much of the world and North Korea continue. The latest to weigh in, South Korea, warned overnight that the North will face a stern and strong military response if it acts on its threats.
They will be met with fire and fury.
After President Trump issued his sternest warning yet earlier this week, there's still much debate about whether that language was too incendiary.
This is so irresponsible.
I don't have any concern about inflaming anything because all the inflammation here is coming from this crazy guy in North Korea.
Pyongyang called President Trump's statement a load of nonsense. North Korea then offered its own threat, saying it's developing detailed plans to fire 4 missiles toward U.S. military bases on the island of Guam. Secretary of Defense James Mattis released a statement saying North Korea should, quote, cease any consideration of actions that would lead to the end of its regime and the destruction of its people. Wendy Gillette for CBS News.
Now, Japan says if missiles are fired at Guam, it can shoot them down. A defense law put into place last year allows Japan's military to defend the U.S. and other allies when they are under enemy attack.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah.
We'll continue to follow news from the Korean Peninsula as it becomes available.
Yep.
Right now, Matt steps in. That number just keeps getting smaller and smaller for our friends down in West Yellowstone right now. A little brisk down there, bringing those outdoor plants.
Yeah, already down at 30 degrees in West this morning. We had 29 reported in Elk Park, so there are some cool temperatures out there. We talked about the possibility of some chilly air. I'll be honest, I didn't think it was going to be that chilly.
Wow,
that's pretty good for August. Yeah.
West Yellowstone, I'm not all that shocked.
No.
The other areas, okay. Temperature sitting right at that 42-degree mark in Bozeman. We should top out around 80 this afternoon. A lot of haze in our sky, at least for the time being. We'll talk about the latest air quality reports coming out. That's all coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Matt. Now 6:32. We're going to stay on the topic of Korea for just a moment here. Japan's Cabinet Secretary Yoshida Suga said on Thursday that they will not stand for any provocations from North Korea and will stay on guard to be able to respond to any situation.
North Korean state media on Thursday published a commentary accusing Japan of using the current heightened tensions in the region to gain support in revising its pacifist constitution. CNN's Cherise Pham is in New York with our report.
Now, the Japanese government today saying that it can never tolerate such provocations from North Korea and saying that North Korea's comments are obviously provoking the region. Now, all of this escalating war of words between the U.S. and North Korea comes at a particularly sensitive time here in Japan because this week marks the anniversary of the bombings of both Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Prime Minister Abe saying at a ceremony yesterday commemorating the bombing of Nagasaki that it is Japan's duty to pursue a world without nuclear weapons. And yet today, of course, North Korea coming out with a threat saying that they would launch 4 missiles that would pass over the land of Japan, and those missiles would be fired towards Guam. So the defense minister here in Japan reportedly saying that Japan can legally intercept those missiles. Now, whether Japan has the capability to do so, that's a little bit of a complicated question. Japan's self-defense forces are just that. They are forces that can defend the country in the event of an imminent attack. But with this ratcheting up of tension with North Korea, Japan lawmakers, a growing number of lawmakers, are calling for Japan to reassess the self-defense forces' capabilities to see whether it's worth beefing up forces here so that they can launch a preemptive strike in the event of North Korea launching an attack. Cherise Pham, Tokyo.
In news a little bit closer to home, a recent audit said that the state could not document substantial savings or benefits from its state employee health clinics. But state officials and the company that operates the clinics believe that that is not quite accurate. MTN's Mike Dennison has more on this ongoing story.
The first clinic opened in Helena in 2012, offering free primary health care to anyone covered by the state employee health plan. They've since added sites in Billings, Butte, Anaconda, Missoula, and Miles City, and extended their services to employees of some cities and school districts. The state and Care Here, the company in charge of the clinics, say the cost of an office visit is about $93, compared to an average of $125 in the private sector. They also say the clinics have saved the state $1.7 million on lab tests in the past 2 years. But the CEO of Care Here says immediate savings isn't the only goal of the clinics.
The reason that we partnered with the state to begin with was to give access to care. It was very challenging for people to get with a primary care physician. Within the first year, we saw 2 or 3 times the number of patients that we expected.
Clevenger and clinic physicians say some patients visiting the clinics hadn't seen a doctor in years. They also say the clinics offer shorter wait times, longer appointments, and health coaching, all of which can lead to lower health costs down the road.
The biggest thing that is a major advantage to these clinics is just having more time with your patient. You can actually learn who they are, get a better understanding where they're coming from, and be able to communicate what their needs are. And I think just by having that time is a huge gift to a physician and a patient.
State officials say they're still evaluating whether to extend Care Here's contract or make any changes to the overall structure and location of the clinics. But they also note that the per-employee cost of the state health plan is actually declining this year, and say the clinics probably played a role in that trend. Nationwide, the trend for employee health plan costs is still increasing, so the state of Montana's plan is bucking that trend. It also plans no increases in premiums for employees or the state next year. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Now, the state employee health plan does cover nearly 31,000 people, so a lot more to follow on this as well.
Let's take a look at some of Montana's fire season. We're going to start with the Myers Fire, burning 25 miles southwest of Phillipsburg. That lightning spark fire has now chewed through some 13,236 acres. It's only 4% contained. It did not show significant growth on Tuesday. Helicopters, including a Montana Air National Guard Chinook, were used to drop water on hotspots yesterday. The plan for today calls for utilizing hand crews and heavy equipment to continue constructing and widening protective lines on the north and east sides of that fire.
And an aggressive fire burning in Lincoln County threatens more than 24 homes and shows no signs of slowing down. More resources are being called in to help out, including a Type 2 management team. Now, the new overnight mapping puts the Gibraltar Ridge Fire burning near Eureka at 1,133 acres. Now, you're looking at a series of photos posted online showing activity of the fire as of last night. Also, a number of blazes that were sparked yesterday by lightning in the Glacier National Park area are small, but they're still prompting closures. Now, for a complete list of all those fires burning throughout the state, evacuation notices and road closures, of course, you can head on over to our websites.
The Rice Ridge Fire that's burning just north of the town of Seeley Lake has grown to nearly 9,300 acres. That one now is listed at 10% contained. Evacuation warnings are in effect. The waters of Seeley Lake remain closed to all recreational activities due to aircraft scooping water. That closure is expected to last through this weekend. Now, a public meeting to discuss the Rice Ridge Fire will be held at 6 o'clock today at Seeley Lake Elementary School. American Red Cross has a shelter on standby at the Potomac Community Center.
Meanwhile, a new evacuation order was issued this morning for residents living near the 14,600-acre Sunrise Fire. It's burning southeast of Superior. And again, for the complete list of evacuations and active fires, check out our websites.
Shifting gears, good news for frequent travelers at Bozeman Yellowstone International Airport. United Airlines adding daily flights in Bozeman to and from 6 major cities for the upcoming winter months. The airline will increase flights to and from Los Angeles, New York, Newark, New Jersey, Houston, San Francisco, Denver, and Chicago. It's giving travelers easy access to the Montana ski slopes in major U.S. cities. Summer is usually the busiest season for Bozeman Yellowstone International Airport. With these additions, the winter is about to do some catching up.
For us, we expect just this increase will probably be about another 20,000 passengers coming into Bozeman over the winter period. Absolutely, and for those of us that need to get away from the winter for a little bit, it gives us more access as well to reach the Caribbean, Hawaii, places like that as well.
The Caribbean. Oh, I'm sorry. This July was the third busiest July on record for Yellowstone National Park. Speaking of visitors, the park hosted 962,404 visits in July. Now, this was down 3.4% from July of 2016. The second busiest July was in 2015. Now, so far in 2017, the park has hosted 316,459 visits. That was 2 of those visits. Now, this is down just a little over 4.5% from the same period in 2016, which was the highest on record. The continued high level of visitation at Yellowstone underscores how important it is for visitors to plan your trip to the park. Visitors should anticipate delays, they should plan ahead, and check road conditions as well as fire conditions on our park website.
About to get busier too with the eclipse coming up on the 21st and that totality passing right over the edge of the park. So
and throughout Grand Teton National
plan
Park.
ahead for that, folks. Yeah.
Yes.
I was about 12 of those visits, if you remember.
I bet you were. You were there constantly throughout the month of May. And we've got our glasses for you as well.
We're ready.
We're so ready for this eclipse. Thank you so much for tuning in here on this Thursday morning. Coming up next, an acoustic attack involving the embassy in Havana, Cuba. That story when we return, but first a little look at what's coming up at 7 right here on CBS.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS this morning, North Korea continues a specific plan to attack the American territory of Guam. We're at the Pentagon with a look at the current state of United States nuclear power. And this, singer Kesha's brutal, honest message in an emotional note to her younger self. We'll see you at 7.